Hold up! Max Verstappen is trapped. The four-time world champion who dominated Formula One for years is now stuck in a Red Bull car that's falling apart faster than a house of cards. But here's the shocking twist. Despite having a secret exit clause worth over £100 million, he can't escape. What? That's right, F1 fans. The man who could drive a shopping cart to victory is now facing the impossible challenge of his career. And it's not about winning races. It's about losing enough to trigger his freedom clause. But the standings are playing the cruelest joke on Max Verstappen. Let me break down this insane situation that's got the entire paddock shaking. Here's what Red Bull doesn't want you to know. Max Verstappen's contract until 2028 contains a performance-based escape hatch that could blow the F1 world wide open. Yes. If Max falls outside the top two in the Drivers' Championship by the summer break, that's the Hungarian Grand Prix in early August, he can activate this clause and walk away from Red Bull forever. But wait, there's more. Some reports suggest the threshold could be top 3 or even top 4. The exact trigger point is shrouded in mystery, but one thing's certain. It's designed to give Max an out if Red Bull can't deliver a championship-winning car. Here's where it gets crazy. As of July 2025, Max Verstappen sits in third place with 165 points, trailing behind Oscar Piastri, McLaren, 234 points, Lando Norris, McLaren, 226 points. No way! You heard that right. The man who won 4 consecutive championships is now 69 points behind the leader. But here's the twisted part. This position might actually be helping Red Bull keep him locked in. Because if the clause requires him to be outside the top 2, he's currently in third, tantalizingly close to triggering it, but not quite there. And if it's top 3 or 4, he's comfortably within the safe zone. But the team standings tell an even more shocking story. Red Bull Racing, the team that dominated F1 for years, is now sitting in 4th place in the Constructors' Championship. What the hell? They're trailing behind. 1. McLaren, leading the pack. 2. Ferrari, still ahead of Red Bull. 3. Mercedes, even they're beating Red Bull. This is unprecedented. The team that Max built into a dynasty is now scraping for points while he's carrying 74% of their total score. Without Max, Red Bull would be an absolute disaster. But even if Max could trigger the exit clause, there's another massive obstacle: the buyout fee. Reports suggest it would cost over £100 million to release him from his contract. Holy moly. That's not just expensive, that's astronomical. Even for teams like Mercedes or Ferrari, that's a price tag that would make them think twice. This isn't just a contract, it's a financial fortress designed to keep Max locked in Milton Keynes. Here's the craziest part of this whole situation. Max Verstappen is facing a performance paradox that's never been seen in F1 before. Wait, what? Think about it. Max is such a phenomenal driver that even in a car that's clearly not the fastest, he's still managing to finish in the top 3. His raw talent is literally working against his chances of freedom. Every time he pulls off a miraculous drive, every time he extracts performance from that struggling RB21, he's essentially building his own prison walls higher. But Red Bull isn't just sitting idle. They're making desperate moves to keep Max happy. Reports suggest they're even considering putting Max's name on one of their team titles. Can you imagine? Max Verstappen Red Bull Racing. This would be unprecedented in F1 history. Not even Mercedes did this for Hamilton. Not even Ferrari for Schumacher. It shows just how terrified Red Bull is of losing their golden boy. But here's what makes this situation even more complex. Red Bull is in absolute chaos. Oh my God. Christian Horner, sacked. Adrian Newey, gone. Jonathan Wheatley, departed. The team that Max helped build is crumbling around him like a house of cards. Laurent Mekies has stepped in as the new team principal, but can he turn this sinking ship around? The technical brain trust that created Red Bull's dominance has vanished. Meanwhile, Mercedes boss Toto Wolff is circling like a shark. Reports of secret meetings, private conversations, and what-if scenarios are flooding the paddock. Yes, come on! Mercedes has a seat open, they have the budget, and they have the hunger to return to the top. For Max, it represents a fresh start, a new challenge, and a chance to prove he can win with more than one team. But wait, there's another plot twist. Aston Martin, backed by Saudi Arabia's public investment fund, has reportedly offered Max a deal worth 264 million euros over 3 years. Insane. That's nearly $100 million per year. It would absolutely shatter every salary record in F1 history. But even this mega offer might not be enough to overcome the exit clause complications. Here's the final piece of this puzzle. The 2026 regulation changes are coming, and they'll completely reshape F1. New engines, new aero rules, new everything. Game changer. Red Bull will be entering with Ford power units, essentially starting from scratch. Meanwhile, Mercedes and Ferrari have years of experience with their current power units. For Max, staying with Red Bull might mean gambling his prime years on an unproven package. So here's where Max finds himself, caught between loyalty and ambition, between contract obligations and career aspirations. What would you do? His current third-place position is simultaneously too good to trigger the exit clause, but too bad to satisfy his championship hunger. It's like being stuck in F1 purgatory. So there you have it, F1 fanatics. Max Verstappen's exit clause might exist, but the stars would need to align perfectly for him to escape Red Bull's golden cage. Mind-blowing. He needs to perform badly enough to trigger the clause, but well enough to remain attractive to other teams. He needs someone willing to pay over £100 million, but also guarantee him a championship-winning car. The next few races before the summer break will be crucial. Every point he scores might be locking him deeper into Red Bull, but every point he loses could be his ticket to freedom. What happens next? Will Max find a way to escape? Will Red Bull's desperation moves work? Or will he be trapped in Milton Keynes until 2028, watching other drivers fight for championships he should be winning? Drop your predictions in the comments below. Do you think Max will find a way out? Or is he stuck with Red Bull through their rebuild? And if you want to stay updated on this incredible saga, smash that subscribe button because this story is far from over.